today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
When was the last time you shot up with heroin?
Less than 24 hours ago.
When I get high, it is the only thing that I do that helps me not think about my sister.
9 years ago, she lost a sister to drugs.
Maybe I will overdose and go to heaven.
Joining your sister, that's pretty gutless.
And thinks her other sister may be at fault.
Do you still blame Shelby for her role in Kelsey's death?
I just want somebody to blame.
Don't you blame yourself?
Will this family accept the help?
You're suffering from anxiety and depression. Are you doing drugs now?
I'm on medication.
I want to give you the help you need. Would you like to do that?
No.
Oh, Shelby.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now.
Yesterday, I sat down with Mary and her husband Michael and daughter Shelby, who talked about their fear of finding their other daughter Shayne dead from an overdose in her home, a home cluttered due to hoarding. Now, missing from stage was their son Wade. Now, he was missing because I decided not to talk to him after he was rude to my staff and made a list of demands. Now, here's everything that happened with that family up until this point.
We have Wade, who's giving a list of demands.
Demands about what?
He's afraid he's going to exploit him. He's saying that if we mention his previous addiction, he's going to walk off the stage.
Didn't he send a text message?
Is it right here?
I'm pulling the plug. You people disgust me. I'm taking my family home. Let me just short circuit this.
Okay.
He's out. The family claims they're here to save their daughter and sister Shayne, who not only struggles with drug addiction, but is also a hoarder. I'm glad you guys are here. Do you want to be here?
Absolutely. 100%.
I don't know if you know what's been going on here with your son. Somebody has seriously misrepresented me to him.
Dr. Phil, Michael and I are here for all of your advice.
My family is in crisis right now.
All my kids have struggled with drugs.
I was 15 years old when my sister Kelsey died from an overdose.
When my sister passed away, I could not maintain my sobriety from that day forward.
Let's take a look at Shayne before she started doing drugs. This is age 13, and then here she is at age 36.
I'm absolutely addicted to heroin right now. First time I tried heroin, I was sniffing it. And then the next time I shot up IV heroin, and it was literally all she wrote at that point.
You've never seen your daughter using. Did you watch that tape piece?
I just saw that.
When she got here, she smuggled heroin on the airplane.
When we got here, I found out that she did that.
That's a federal offense. Well, Mary says that Michael is slowly killing his daughter Shayne with his enabling way.
Michael's been paying for Shayne's apartment for almost 4 years, and it was supposed to be just a temporary situation until she got back on her feet.
Mary told us that Michael's enabling is out of control after the passing of their daughter Kelsey.
I'm under doctor's prescribed sedatives, and I take the sedatives to help me cope with the grief from my daughter's death.
You say that you're taking these sedatives because you're grieving. I think you're taking them because you're not grieving. Michael's 23-year-old daughter, Shelby, says she wants help for her sister, Shayne, even though she's struggling with demons of her own.
The day Kelsey died, she was going to let me use her ID to get into a concert. I kept knocking on her door, but she didn't answer. I thought she was just asleep. I kind of was like, I love you, and I left.
Shayne blames you in part for your sister's death.
Yeah.
Is there any theory in which you would walk up on your sister and think she was in a life-threatening situation and go, huh, and just walk away?
Never.
You need to understand, we all make our own choices here, and you need to make yours. You've made some bad choices in the past. Are you doing drugs now?
I'm on medication.
What's it for?
Opiate prevention and anxiety. This isn't about me, it's about Shayne.
This is not Shayne's issue. This is a family issue. Whether you like it or not, you're just as important to me as Shayne.
Shayne has just been ripping my dad's heart out.
There's one more member that we need to add, and that is Shayne. I understand that she has locked herself in the bathroom, so we're going to find out what's going on next. My producers just told me that Shayne is ready to talk to me, but before we meet her, let's hear what she has to say on tape.
My life has become unmanageable.
Oh wait, we're ready to do, what are we? Oh, okay, all right. I just, looking for my cigarettes. Has anybody seen a green pack of cigarettes? I'm just gonna take 2 pulls of this and just blow it outside so it's not in the house. Can you guys smell that? Is that coming in the house?
I've had substance abuse issues for a very long time now. IV heroin is the one that I just can't get over it. So this is my day. My hands are in bad shape. This is what happens after years of IV drug abuse. IV heroin gives me an instant gratification. I feel like I spend my entire day and night shivering cold, and then heroin is like putting up 4 walls and a comforter. When I get high, it is the only thing that I do that helps me not think about my sister.
Shayne?
Yeah. I would never commit suicide, ever, because it would take away the chance for me to see my sister again. I think that I have an absolute problem with hoarding. I don't hoard, empty takeout containers or newspapers or paper bags. What I do hoard, however, is clothes, shoes, accessories, jewelry, purses.
It's a good day. It's a good day. And we love you so much, and you're being so brave.
I don't want to embarrass anybody, I've kind of strained my relationship with my family on purpose. I often wonder if, they're going to come in here and just find me dead from an overdose. I don't really care anymore what happens.
Well, Shayne, tell me how you're feeling right now. First, tell me how you're feeling physically.
Just tired. Just sick and tired, I just don't want to hurt my family. And I know that I am, and then I see myself like that, and it's even worse than what I have in my head, and I don't know if my father or my sister or my stepmother could survive, losing another one of us. So I don't want my dad to come knock on the door and, find me in the bathroom.
What were you doing when you locked yourself in the bathroom a few minutes ago?
Being angry. But I didn't lock the door. That's why I left it open. But just...
When was the last time you shot up with heroin?
Less than 24 hours ago.
Why are you doing drugs?
2 reasons. One, because I am very unhappy, and I think maybe that I will accidentally overdose and go to heaven. And the other part of that is I feel like trying to move forward or create a step that I don't know how to create without my sister. I feel like it's leaving her behind.
So are you punishing yourself?
I just don't want to leave her behind.
Well, you said you would never kill yourself on purpose for two reasons. One, you wouldn't want to put your family through it. And number two, you'd never see your sister again. So you must believe if you commit suicide, you go to hell.
Yeah.
And you believe that she's in heaven.
Yeah.
So, but you've figured out in your drug-hazed mind here that if you accidentally die, then that has the benefit of escaping your pain,
Yeah.
joining your sister,
Yeah.
but not totally burdening them with the guilt of you having killed yourself.
Yeah.
That's pretty gutless.
I know. I've actually looked it up online, and apparently doing it that way is not choosing the accidental road, because I'm making a conscious decision to live as unhealthy as I can.
Do you still blame Shelby for her role in Kelsey's death? And later, you choose to focus on that instead of all of this time that I spent living? How dare you? Is that what you want to do? Do you still blame Shelby for her role in Kelsey's death?
My sister was 15. 15. My rational mind and heart, I know that she was a 15-year-old girl. Nothing that she could have done would have changed that. And all the scenarios that I create in my mind and these, pictures that I envision where somehow Shelby steps in, it's my own creation. It's not something that is fair. And I don't blame Shelby. My sister loved Shelby, and she loved her. I just want somebody to blame.
So you burden her with it?
Yeah.
You said you wanted to ask her what happened, so ask her.
I mean, I've told you what happened a lot of times.
Oh, what exactly did you see when you went into the room?
She was in the corner, just nodded out.
What did you act for?
I did. I touched her shoulders. I kissed her on the head. And also, I got mad when she was always high, so I was just like, I love you, Kelsey, and I opened the door and I walked out. Like, what did you expect me to do?
I don't know, go get Daddy,
No one was home.
I don't know. I don't know. I just, in my mind, see you just sneaking in there for eyeliner.
She was gonna give me her ID so I could go to a concert that night.
So why didn't you make sure she was awake? Why didn't you wake her up? If you touched her and you gave her a kiss.
I don't know, Shayne. You know how many times I had tried to wake her up? How many times I poured water on her face just to get a response? I was in a rush. Less than a month before I turned 15. I had no idea what was going on.
I know.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I am sorry, though.
It's okay.
No, it's not. It's not okay.
Well, I have an awful lot to say about this whole situation and what I have to say about this interaction right here, because I think it is profound and at the core of what's happening here. I'm going to tell you why when we come back. Shayne, you can't outdrug it. You can't dull your brain enough, because every time you come down from the drugs, she's still gone. And later, I want to give you the help you need. Would you like to do that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Shelby.
Well, I'm joined by Mary and Michael, Shelby and Shayne. This family appears to be drowning in pain and anger, holding deep resentment, blaming one another after the death of daughter and sister Kelsey. They're handling their suffering through medications, drugs, either poor, zero, or miscommunications. So I don't ask myself why this family is in disarray. I ask myself why not. I mean, there's no other possible outcome given what's going on here. And, you know, I'd kind of like to speak for Kelsey for a few minutes here. Yeah, I just kind of wonder what she's thinking as she watches all of this. She watches what's happening here. And I can't help but personalize that a little bit, but, you know, when my time comes and I go and I look back down there, if every time I look down there, everybody that knew me and loved me, every time they think about me, they cry and hurt, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Mm-hmm. She would be too.
If my legacy is pain, I'm going to be really upset about that. Mm-hmm. Because if every time my father thought about me, it brought pain to him, I'm going to be thinking, well, I lived all of these years and I died one day. What about all the times that we had that were great? What about all the times that we shared where we laughed? What about all the times that we had that were warm and caring and kind? What about all of that? Did that just get washed away because I made a bad choice and died? You choose to focus on that instead of all of this time that I spent living? How dare you? And every time y'all think of her, you want to feel pain and anger and fight back and forth and have her be a source of pain? I don't get it. Why would you do that to her? You know, I heard a story one time about young people in heaven, and it was really symbolic of what I see in this situation. And the story goes that God would be together, and all of these young people would gather around God every day, and they would light a candle, and they would go for a beautiful walk through the most beautiful place you could ever imagine. And they were all so happy every time God would come, and they would light these candles and go for a walk. But then there was this one young girl that would just go sit on the side. And one day they asked her, "Why do you never go and enjoy this wonderful time?" And she said, "Because every time I light my candle, my family's tears put it out." Every time I light my candle, my family's tears put it out. Is that what you want to do? You can run, but you cannot outrun this. Shayne, you can't outdrug it. You can't dull your brain enough, because every time you come down from the drugs, she's still gone. And you say you're looking for somebody to blame. Don't you blame yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
This hoarding that you're doing, you've got chaos inside, so you try and control your world and keep everything there. You lost her, I'll keep everything here. The toxicity that's going on here, the role modeling, the introduction of drugs into this whole situation, and you want to blame a 15-year-old child? Get real. Are you kidding me? Now, she may not know enough to know the difference, but I know enough to know the difference, and you can tell yourself that all you want to. But let me tell you, there's a whole lot that went into her death, more than the 30 seconds she spent in her room thinking she was asleep in the corner over there.
I know.
You need to understand, and you particularly need to understand, that the depth and breadth of your pain and your grief does not reflect the depth and breadth of your love of somebody when they were alive. I mean, think about it. The depth, breadth, and longevity of your grief are not a reflection of how much you cared about the person. It's like, you think, if I hurt for a year and then I stop the pain, I change the relationship, then I've forgotten the person, I've let them go, I'm betraying their memory. That is childish thinking. You shouldn't not talk about her. You shouldn't not celebrate her. You know, when holidays come, you should have her picture everywhere. You should talk about her. You should include her in your memories of Thanksgiving and Christmas and 4th of July. You should talk about her. You shouldn't run from the memory. You should embrace the memory. And do you think for a second that she wants her pain to be such a burden that you burn yourself out and become a shell of a father and a shell of a man, and that you OD so you can join her? Let me tell you, she's going to look at you and say, bitch, go home. You belong back there. Don't come up here, go home. Go back and live your life. Do some good.
Probably what you would say, too.
That's exactly what she would say.
She would.
She was so feisty. Oh, my gosh. So feisty.
And so you guys, you just say, well, you know, one thing we know are drugs and alcohol, so we're going to use that to accommodate to the loss of our daughter and sister. Well, listen, that won't do it. You're lazy. You're lazy. There's grief work to be done. You're suffering from anxiety and depression. You're not going to solve that with drugs. You're going to mask it. You're going to hold it at bay, but you need to learn how to control it. There are methodologies for controlling that where you master it and you own it and you don't have to be afraid of it. And you're taking these drugs, I mean, come on, this hoarding that you're doing, you've got chaos inside, so you try and control your world and keep everything there. You lost her, I'll keep everything here. This is all symbolic, and none of it makes any kind of sense.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, this is your life. And listen, if we could unscrew the top of your head and look in, that's pretty much how it would look. That's how chaotic things are right now. And that needs to stop. Now, Shayne says she wants to get better. But is she really ready? Is this family really ready? We're going to find out when we come back. Closed captioning provided by Well, I'm back with Michael and Mary, and I want to talk to you two first. You know, you work all your life. You get to a certain point. You know, you get where you're a little long in the tooth.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're not spring chickens anymore. And, you know, there's an arc in life where you get to a point where you want to kind of be able to relax a little bit, enjoy each other, enjoy your lives, and enjoy your family. But what you're doing is you're maintaining a hypervigilance here.
Yes.
You're just like this all the time, just waiting for the next thing to break.
Exactly.
And you're dealing with issues that have gone beyond just family dynamic here. You know, Shelby is dealing with anxiety and depression. And I think that she's a very intelligent young woman, and given the help, the support, and tools, she can end this in her life. She can get this over with in her life if she's willing to. Your brain gets involved with anxiety and depression, and that has to be dealt with. And I want to teach you how to do that. I want to give you the help you need to find out what you need to do to eliminate this from your life. And the first thing that needs to happen, because you have been involved with drugs, even for a brief time in your life, and now are experiencing anxiety and depression, the first thing that needs to happen is to get a baseline on you. We need to find out where you are hormonally, biochemically, neurologically, all of that. And so I highly recommend that you go to a place called the P&P Center, which is in Dallas, Texas. And it is, in my opinion, the leading diagnostic center in the country. So the first thing that needs to happen is you need a real thorough evaluation to find out where you are, and then you talk with them to figure out what the next step needs to be. It's an outpatient clinic. You just stay in a hotel next door and you work with them, and they do all the evaluations and workups and then give you all the information. And who you share it with or don't is up to you, because you're an adult. So the only person that gets the information is you. And you figure out what needs to happen for you to get this under control. And I want to make that available to you to figure this out. Would you like to do that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Shelby.
No, that's fine.
Shelby, come on.
No, that's fine. If she doesn't want to do it, she won't do it, because I'm not going to chase you guys.
No,
No,
Shelby.
a day and a half is
She's
it's just a day
has
and
a
a
lot on her
half.
plate right now, and I know
Yeah.
going there
Then you
takes
would
precedence.
have answers.
That's what she doesn't
It's just a day
understand.
and a half.
'Cause she has school, she has work, she's going nonstop. So she's worried about that lagging behind.
We'll never have a chance like this.
Well, no, listen, no, she just said no. I mean, if she asked a question, she'd go whenever she can work it out, but she didn't even bother to ask the question. And that's the toxic nature of this family. I'm thinking this may not be as bad as you describe it, or you wouldn't so quickly dismiss it. I want to do this with you, not to
I didn't
you.
mean to be rude. I'm just.
Well, you are being rude. You're being very ungrateful and very rude, and I'm not going to chase you. If you want to do this, then I will work with you to do it. But I'm doing this with you and for you, and it's about a $25,000 gift. And so I ain't going to chase you to do it, because there's 10,000 other people that would like to do it. But if you would like to do it, then we'll arrange this for you, and you'll make an appointment when it works for you and it works for them.
Can I go, like.
I said this is an outpatient clinic. I don't even know when I can get you an appointment.
Yeah, I thought you meant, like, right now, like, oh, let's go. Like.
They have a 2-year waiting list, but my people get in when I want them in. And I want them in when you want to go in. And that's when you have time. You can go in on a Sunday and you can be there probably all Monday and leave Tuesday morning or noon Tuesday, something like that. They maybe even jam it into a day. I don't know. But it's going to unlock some serious answers for you and give you a chance to get out of this. But I'm thinking this must not be as bad as you describe it, or you wouldn't so quickly dismiss it.
I'm just.
No,
I
she's
dismissed
scared.
it.
She's
I
scared.
dismissed it so quick because when I was younger, like, it was like, you're going to rehab, and I was just like, boom, off. So I'm just used to, like, I really didn't mean to shut you down so quick. That's one thing that scares me, is being sent away.
We'll put you in touch with them through our resource director, and y'all work it out. I'll never even know when you go.
Thank you.
This is between you and them. We will fly you there. We will fly you back home. We'll cover we do everything, which I think is a
That's very
Incredible.
generous.
pretty nice
Incredible.
offer.
And it would
That's
be
incredible.
just incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. That's very nice.
It'd be great. It'd be so great to finally have some answers.
Your life is on the line. This is a really dear friend of mine, Dr. Dina Mannion. And Dr. Dina Mannion is the clinical coordinator for Revive Treatment Center and Awakenings. And I think two things need to happen with you that have never happened with you before. You need to be detoxed in as healthy and safe a way as you possibly can. But then the second part of what Dr. Mannion coordinates is Awakenings. And Awakenings is one of the few truly dual diagnosis treatment centers in the country that is neuroscience based, and they treat a wide variety of mental health and addictive disorders. Because if you don't deal with your psychological issues at the same time you deal with your addictive disorders, then those psychological problems will just trigger the need for the substances after the fact. And so these things have to be dealt with simultaneously. Dr. Mannion, you've been listening to all of this. Tell me what you think about this. This is Dr. Dina Mannion.
Nice to meet you all.
Hi, Dr.
Clearly, this family is suffering, and I've never seen Dr. Phil so passionate about wanting to help every member of the family, because it really requires every one of you really doing your own work. This is a family issue. It's not just Shayne. So in regards to Shayne, we want to get you healthy, and I think that your whole family wants to see you live. And it's pretty scary what you're doing to yourself, so I think we need to deal with that first and have you come and get medically detoxed and then work on all of these underlying issues that clearly are keeping you from living your life the way that you should be living it.
You do this and you do it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't pass go, you don't collect $200. You go put yourself in their hands and you do it right now.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.